Hey, it's Rosemary here. How you doing? This is the Church of RNK and it's a pleasure to have you on board. Okay, so we're beginning. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Yeah. It always feels as though every single time I come back onto Facebook, something is a little bit different. Right now, I'm able to do a live stream this way, which normally I have to do it that way, basically. But today I switched it on and here I am. I can do it lengthways, whatever that means, basically, which is pretty dang cool. Cool. I'm just going to share this around the place and then we'll make a start. Hello, thanks for that. Say hi in the comments right there. Tell me where you're streaming in from. What you've been up to today. That would be really cool to get to know what you're up to as I share this thing. And then we'll make a start on talking about releasing so that you can step into freedom. Hey, Monique's lovely to have you on here. Hey, lovely. And I have Wasim as well. Hi, Wasim. How you doing? Where you guys streaming in from? Where you streaming in from? I wanna know. Share. Tell me where you're streaming in from. Share as well, actually. But share also where you're streaming in from. That's what I want to know right now. I'm just going to share this around the place and then we're going to make a start. I'm going to sing at you like I like to do because this is the Church of RNK. Yes is a men's absolutely acceptable. Join in the conversation. Tell me what you need to release because, honeys, if we want that increased impact, if we want that increased income, if we want to feel great on a daily basis, if we want to feel free, if we want all of this awesome, amazing stuff in our lives, there's stuff that we need to kind of shift. Hey, Sylvia, how you doing, honey? How you doing? Yeah. I already done that, but I'll do it again. Lovely to have you here. Come on, guys. Tell me where you're streaming in from. I'm just going to share this around the place, and then I will be with you, and I'm going to sing you as a song, an affirmation for today. And then I'm just going to talk about a few different things that need to be released if you're going to be free. If you're going to create the life that you desire. Some of you all have been to church today, probably. Some of you, I don't know, maybe you haven't. This is the Church of RNK, so you get an opportunity anyway, basically. So that is not a bad thing. It ain't a bad thing. Okay, why am I sharing this? Let's do this quickly so I can make a start with you guys. There are things that we need to release. There are things that we need to just shift out of our lives if we are going to create the life that we desire. There are things that we can no longer allow to hang around because that will stop us from getting the life that we desire. Okay, there are certain things, and I'm going to be talking about a few different things here, but then I also want you to affirm with me this stuff. There's a reason why I do this whole singing craziness. There's a reason why I kind of put these affirmations together, because it's one thing for you to listen to me, get all inspired and get all like, yeah, I'm going to do all of this stuff, but then you have to go back into your regular life, right? Basically, and in your regular life, it's not always that simple to keep this stuff in mind. It's not always that simple to keep this stuff in mind. And so one of the best ways I hope to support you is to kind of leave you with this stuff kind of plaguing your mind. So you start to realize that there is a way out. There is a way out. You don't have to stay stuck doing the same old stuff over and over again. You get to choose a different existence. You get to choose to step out in courage, in power, in confidence, in boldness, be relentless, going after every single thing that you desire, but it does take some discipline from you. And sometimes discipline is a kind of a scary word for a lot of people. We want the reward, we don't necessarily want to do the work. And I get that, but the work doesn't always have to be a hard, horrible thing. The work, because the truth of the matter is that it's like I was talking to a friend this morning. Okay, I have a few different ideas about what we want life to look like, but for me, I want every part of my life to be something that to be enjoyable. I don't want to be feeling like, okay, I'm going to do my work for a bit and then I need to box it up over here and then I go off and live my life over here. No. I want the whole thing to be meshed and whatever together. To me, that's true freedom. The ability to never have to think that I don't want to work anymore because it's not work, it's like play. It's like, and that to me is freedom. And I want that for everybody, where literally your whole life just bleeds into everything and you don't feel as though you're being hard put upon because you're doing the stuff that you enjoy, you're making the money you need to make, you're having the impact you want to have, your relationships are working out well, all of that stuff is feeling great. And so therefore it doesn't feel like a burden to kind of keep the whole thing going. But anyway, we're going to do our affirmation, and then I'm going to talk through a few things that we need to release. Take this to be your church for today, okay? This is the Church of RNK. We get to sing in this particular church. Okay, this is our affirmation for today. I choose to be free. I choose to be free. I choose to be free. I release, I release, I release. I am free. And one more time. I choose to be free. I choose to be free. I choose to be free. I release, I release, I release. I am free. So that's our affirmation for today. Can you not hear me? I think you're the only one that can't hear me. I think everybody else can heed, basically. Can everybody hear me? Can everybody hear me? I think so. I choose to be free. I release, I release, I release. I am free. I have no idea what language that is. Okay. I release, I release, I release. I am free. There's certain things sometimes that get in the way of you feeling that freedom, of you walking in that freedom. Because you've lived life, okay, some of y'all are going to be in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, who knows what. Basically, you've kind of laid certain tracks in your life. Cool, Sylvia, thanks for telling me that. You've laid certain tracks in your life that feel a little bit hard for you to shake off, okay? There's certain tracks in your life that it's almost like it's like is it like, you know those old tape things that just went, those that had the brown tape in them? I don't know am I too old for everybody? But I don't think so. Surely it's not that long ago. But they had all the tape that brown tape thing, those tape players, those tape cassette things, basically, and if you pull them out, that would kind of destroy it. So that's how you've kind of laid this track alongst this whole tape thing, and it keeps playing back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, and it's almost like you have to break that tape in order for you to step into a new reality, in order for you to claim a different life for yourself, because the life that you're living right now, maybe it's okay, but you know that there's more. You know you're born for more. You know you want that freedom. You know you want that more increased impact. You know you want that increased income. Who you are today is it's not enough yet. It's not that it's not that you're not enough, because of course you're enough. I say a lot about you being enough, but it's like you have to strip off the layers that you've placed on you. You have to strip off, you have to break that tape in order for you to finally step into the fullness of you, okay? Because I do believe that every single person here, if you have this vision, this dream inside of you, thank you, Naisha, lovely, you're welcome. Nahid, no idea what you're saying, but you're in Dubai, I think. Well, hey, good, okay? It's like you have all these layers on top of you. You have to release some of this stuff. Release, okay, first and foremost, one of the things that I want to talk about was relationships. There are certain relationships in your life that you need to release, okay? You have been either a certain kind of sibling, you've been a certain kind of daughter or son, you've been a certain kind of friend, you've been a certain kind of partner for so long now. But you want to step into a whole new life, but everybody's placed you inside a certain kind of box. And there's a part of you that craves their love and its affection. For some of you in certain relationships, you don't actually like it, but you still crave their love and approval. And so you stay doing the same stuff over and over and over again. You almost can't allow yourself to break free of what their expectations of you are. And yet, if you want that increased impact, that increased income, you want to be free, you want to be great, you want to do the things that you dream about, then honey, some of these relationships are going to have to be released. And in some ways, it may feel a little bit irresponsible of you to even think about releasing some of these relationships. After all, you're supposed to honor your parents, aren't you? After all, you're supposed to you're supposed to be all lovely and friendly. You're supposed to, turn the other cheek, and all of this stuff. And yet, you have forgotten your own agenda. You've forgotten what you're here to do. You've forgotten that in order for you to do the stuff that you dream about doing, you need to give it a priority in your life. In which case, in order for you to do that, you're going to have to release some of these relationships. You're going to have to release the small in order to tap into the great, okay? You're going to have to release the kind of good enough in order to step into the great. Okay, there's that whole Good to Great book. If you haven't read it, I haven't read it, so actually I just know it. And it's the principle is this, that there are certain good things in your life which if you release them, and sometimes that release will be walking away for a season. Sometimes that release will be walking away for a season. I know I've had to walk away from certain relationships in my life that I didn't feel like I should even, the older part of me, the tape player that kept playing was that I needed to keep being the same person over and over again. But I finally realized that if I'm going to step into the greater, then I need to, one, release those relationships, even if it's just for a season. Even if it's just for a season, and then come back to them when I am strong in myself. Because I had been in a box for so long that it was just hard. Every time you try to become somebody else, well, not somebody else, every time you try to become truly you, when you finally find you, okay? Because I remember there's a quote somewhere I saw somewhere about, it's not that I've changed, it's just that I found myself. And so there you are, you're finding yourself. But everybody expects you to be this other person. And so there you are wanting more, trying to step into the more, but you can't, because you still crave their approval and their affection and their love, and they don't know how to give it to you whilst you're in this transition phase. You have to release it. You have to release these relationships, step away from them for a season, and then step back into them. Some of you are strong enough, maybe. Or some of you are, strong enough to stick around and do it with them. But a lot of you say you're strong enough, but actually what ends up happening is that you just retreat, give up the goal, and just do whatever it is that people around you want. And so then you just live this dissatisfied life, wondering why you're not getting your goals. But because there are two competing things here, in order to get the goal, you have to do things that they may not like, and you don't want to offend them. And so there's competition going on there inside of you, okay? The competition is that you want to keep them happy, but at the same time, you want the goal. But generally what tends to happen is that your need to keep them happy wins. It wins over your desire to go after everything, because you know them. They are the devil you know. Whereas the dream is the devil you don't know. And so there's a part of you that is kind of all worried. Basically, you're welcome, Monique. There's a part of you that's worried that I might just let go of all of this and find out that there's nothing over here. Basically, because I've never been over here, but I have been here. And here it's not great, but at least I know it. Okay? And so then you tell yourself to stay in place over here. And I'm saying, honey, you're going to have to release it if you want that increased impact, increased income. Some of the stuff that you're going to have to do may go against what they want you to do. And sometimes it may just simply go against what you think they want you to do. But the truth of the matter is that if you stepped out in courage and confidence and started to be the person that you know you're born to be, you might find that actually they're not all that bad, okay? In my case, I found they were. So, but you might find that your family is actually a lot more supportive, your friends are a lot more supportive, maybe. But the truth is you have to be willing to release it. To release those relationships so that you can step into the more. You have to be willing, and it's not necessarily what you'll hear anywhere. Maybe, I don't know, maybe you'll hear in some places if they're wise, and if you have a one-on-one conversation with people, then they'll tell you the truth about some of this stuff. But it took me a long time to really fully accept that actually, if I am going to step into the more of my life, then I'm going to have to release. In fact, I have to be willing to release everything that holds me back, everything, no matter how good it may seem, I may have to release it, in which case I cannot keep holding on to this stuff, or else I am holding on to a life that I do not desire. It's almost like you're fighting for a life that you don't completely desire, okay? The thing that comes up for me right now is for you mothers out there, okay, that are fighting to hold on to, or to keep, you feel dissatisfied with the way your partner, this may have nothing to do with anything, but maybe I'm speaking to one of you here right now. You feel dissatisfied with the way your partner treats the children, okay? You feel dissatisfied with the way he's not able to look after them alone, but then you don't never release him to do it. Basically, you keep holding on to, I am the best at this. And because you keep holding on to this, I am the best at this, he never learns. And yet you feel resentful about this. It's the same thing. Sometimes you have to release you just have to release them to do what needs to be done so that you can step into the more. okay? Because you're using that as a reason that you cannot do the things that you dream about doing because, oh, well, you know, I can't really trust my partner to look after the children or anything like that because he won't be able to do it. Well, you never release him to do it, okay? You never release him to do it, so no, he will never be able to do it, okay? And this maybe I'm speaking to one of y'all here, but it's just that it popped into my mind. I needed to say that. But then, you know, even in terms of any kind of relationship, some days you just have to release that relationship so you can step into the more. Even if it may not be forever, but you need to be willing for it to be forever if necessary, okay? It may not be forever, but you have to be willing to let it go because you are saying, you're staking your claim, you're saying to the universe, you're saying to spirit, you're saying to everybody, look here, this dream, this vision inside of me of impacting lots of people, of increasing my income, of living the vision I have for my life. It is real and I am committed to it. So therefore, I choose to be free. Okay, affirm with me again. I choose to be free. I choose to be free. I choose to be free. I release, I release, I release. I am free. And again, I choose to be free. I choose to be free. I choose to be free. I release, I release, I release. I am free. So that is number one thing that you may just have to release all those relationships. They may be good, but if you want to step into the more, you're going to have to break free of that box, okay? You choose to be free. I release. Amen, Monique. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Some of your career, you have to release, okay? No, you don't necessarily have to do it all at once because, yeah, you have to be responsible, make sure that you're able to pay your bills and all of that kind of stuff, but you can no longer use it as a reason for you not to step into the more for you. For some of you, you have to release that career that has such a great, like for me, I was a pharmacist. It sounds good, man. You know, and all of your doctors there and dentists and I don't know, all you important people, basically, with your important titles. And yet you know that you feel trapped in a place of less than. There are dreams inside of you, ministries inside of you. There are things you really want to do, but you are too attached to the title. You're too attached to the career. You're too attached to the prestige and all of that stuff that it gives you. And yet you want more. Are you willing to release it? Even without the knowledge, complete knowledge of exactly how you're going to get to the other side, are you willing to release it? Now, that does not necessarily mean you're going to quit your jobs tomorrow, but there has to be a sense of release inside of you so that you start to get the ideas, you start to get those intuitive nudges that take you in the direction of what you claim to be your dream, okay? Because if not, it's like all of you inside of you, again, these conflicting things are going on. You, on the one hand, you are quoting, oh yes, absolutely, I'm going to live the dream, I'm going to do this stuff, I'm going to change my life, I'm gonna. But then on the inside as well, you're saying, but I'm a doctor, man, I'm a pharmacist, I'm a dentist, I'm a lawyer, I have a business that is making me loads of money, man. And so, you know, so what if I'm not quite that happy, but I should be grateful, shouldn't I, for what I have here? And so there's this conflict going on inside of you. You want to step into the next level for you. You want everything to explode for you. Then, honey, you need to trust that if that vision is inside of you and you really want to make it happen, that it is absolutely possible that you can make it happen by releasing your current circumstances. It will be tough. It will be hard. The same with relationships. It will be tough. It will be hard. People will think you're crazy. Are you still willing to do what it takes to step into the next level? Even if it's not, to start with, it will be an internal decision, okay? It will be an internal decision first and foremost that you will find a way out of the current career or business that you're currently in. It will be an internal decision, so you maybe don't have to even make any grand announcements just yet, but it needs to be a very solid internal decision that I'm only doing this as a vehicle to my big future, to the big plans that I have for my life. So I'm doing this as a temporary thing. It needs to become that inside of you, okay? Not the fallback plan Not the oh well, if things don't work out, I can just stay here, because that's what you will do. That's what I did, for a very long time. I did the whole dabbling at business. Yeah, I will try. Oh, things got hard. Oh no, I'll just be a pharmacist. And then I'd quit, and that was that. So are you willing to release even the good career, the good business, in order for you to step into more? Can you trust that there will be more? Can you trust that? I know you've worked your socks off to get to where you are right now. Are you willing, though, to let it go if necessary? If necessary, can you make that internal decision to let that go so you can step into the abundance that could be yours if you let that go? Could you do that? It's one thing to sing it, it's one thing to believe it, it's one thing it's one thing to sing it, it's one thing to say it out loud, it's one thing to wish for it, it's another thing to actually act as though you believe that it's possible. That is a different thing altogether. And will you start to take the actions that will take you in the direction of whatever your dream is, whatever it is that you want your life to be about? Are you willing to do what it takes? Are you willing to let go of the things that seem secure in your life right now? Are you willing to do that? Are you willing to release that so that there's not this opposing beliefs going on inside of you? There is just I know where I'm going. I am on the narrow path. I temporarily am doing this thing right now because I need some money, but that money is there really to fund my dream. And as I'm funding my dream, I know I'm releasing that and I'm stepping into more. I'm going to give my dream more energy than anything else. And even the word dream, I sometimes always don't like the word dream because it always seems so airy-fairy, but it's the truth, okay? Some of y'all, you may be successful, just like I was successful enough. I could have just stayed there doing what I was doing, but I wanted more. Okay, yes, in the end, it's almost like the universe was like, you say you want more, or God was saying you want more. Okay, fine. Let's see what happens. And so, bankruptcy, depression happened. Basically, I had to make a decision, and I could have still chosen to go back into being a pharmacist, but I also knew that this could be a good opportunity to change direction. Some of y'all, you don't want to go that far. You don't want to hit rock bottom before you have to make the decision. Make the decision now. Start choosing the real life that you want your life to be about, the legacy you want to leave behind. Not just this looks good thing, but the real thing that you want people to be talking about when you die. Basically, this is it. When to be a role model to your children and start doing the thing that you're actually called to do, rather than the thing that just seems easiest to do because it's safe. Are you willing to let go of seeming safety in order to step into the more? You can have the more. Yes, you will work hard for it, but you worked hard for what you are. You still work hard for what you have right now. None of y'all are scared of hard work, but this is it. Are you willing to release what seems comfortable in order to get something bigger, something more? You can. It is your choice. Somebody's commenting on some of my posts. Okay, affirmation again. Let's get in key here. I choose to be free. I choose to be free. I choose to be free. I release, I release, I release. I am free. I might even get these chords right. I choose to be free. I choose to be free. I choose to be free. I release, I release, I release. I am free. Are you willing to release, people? And then there's the past stories of hurt. The past stories of hurt, the unforgiveness, the resentments, the jealousies, all of that emotional stuff that holds you back. Again, opposing beliefs inside of you. On the one hand, you want to be free. On the one hand, you want the big, amazing life. But then you have these stories of how you've tried and failed. And so you're still living from that past story. You have these stories like I had the story of how I was really depressed. And oh my gosh, if I'm not careful, I might go back to being depressed again. So again, living from the past story, I had to release those past stories and step into a new story of more. That yes, I can actually claim more. I can be more. It doesn't matter whether anybody around me has done it before or not. I can be the first, okay? It doesn't matter whether my example to date has shown that I'm capable or not. Because if I have the dream, it is my permission to go forward. My vision is my permission. Your vision is your permission. But if you do not release the sad stories from the past, you will keep living out of the sad stories from the past. Are you willing to release those? I wrote a post today about how ultimately I had to disown some of my old stories of, oh yes, my father had an accident, you were high flying and now he couldn't walk with his whatever. And so that's why I've not been able to do this and that, the other. And that's why, I saw my mom having to, look after all the children. And so that's why I must make sure that I'm able to look after my children, because you don't know what life could bring your way. And then all sounds true, all sounds legitimate, all sounds amazing. But when it comes down to it, do I want to keep living from that past old story? Do I really want the rest of my life to be defined by where I came from? Or do I want to choose my future? Do I want my past to choose my future, or do I personally want to take full responsibility for choosing my future? Now, the truth of the matter is that it's easier. It's easier to let your past choose your future, because then you can almost relinquish some responsibility for what you're creating on a daily basis. You can say to yourself, well, it's not really my fault, because this happened, okay? Because I saw this happen with my parents, because this person hurt me, because my parents didn't treat me this way, my mommy did this and my father did the other, and well, my parents even died, when they shouldn't have, and this and that and the other, or, my partner is really, really controlling of me, and, I have no choice, but I've got to be here, I have to stay for the children, I have to keep listening, I have to, all these past stories. Do you want this to be the definition of your life, or do you want to release that stuff so that you can step into the new? If I'm honest completely about why I held on to my story for as long as I did, it was because I thought it made me interesting. Okay, I thought it made me interesting. If I didn't have a story to tell, then what was I supposed to say when I'm talking about myself? That just kind of gives me identity, doesn't it? And for some of you, that will be the truth. You feel it makes you interesting. Have you ever been one of those people? I remember actually being in, before I thought I had too much of a story, truth be told, I thought I was a fairly story-less person. And so you listen to these, because I was brought up in church. So when I converted out of Catholicism to other things, to something else, I would listen to all these people telling their sad story about how they joined the gang and this person shot at them and then this and that and the other, and now they're saved and this and that. You kept thinking, I need to have a story like that. Frankly, because I can see in my mind's eye that I'm going to be speaking to millions, but I have no story to tell. I need a story. Of course, I found a story out of my life. Everybody has a bit of a story. But it's like, no, we don't have to be those people with stories. And even if you do have a story, and in fact, most of you in my community, you will have a story. You will have some past hurts, some past pains. You will have a reason why you could choose to fail, okay? Well, not even choose to fail. You could just choose to live an okay life. Because yeah, you're that person, you push through, you've overcome a lot of stuff, but you could decide that you're going to plateau right there. And yet you're here listening to me because you want more. You want more. You don't want to just plateau right there. But in order for you to get the more, you're going to have to release the past story. Yes, you have overcome. We get it. You have overcome. Your story now only needs to be to inspire others to move forward. No longer to give you a reason to hold back. No longer to give you a reason to think that you cannot make things happen because of your past, or because nobody around you has ever done it before, or because you're still angry with this person and you don't want to release them. Now that's almost like a different thing altogether. You need to release them if you want to be free, or else they continue to control your life. You think you're free of them. You think your anger in some way gives you some kind of one-upmanship on them. It doesn't. It holds you tied to this person that you claim not to want to have influence in your life. They continue to influence your life. For a long time, I lived in this. I need to prove to the people from my past that I am capable of doing all kinds of stuff. I need to prove to them that this and that and the other. And it's like I finally realized that that's just holding me to them. It's holding me to them. Yeah. in the end, yeah, my actions will prove whatever, but I need never do it for the sake of proving anything. I have nothing to prove to anybody, and so I chose to release it, to forgive them for doubting me, let it go. It doesn't matter, for my sake, for your sake, let that stuff go so that you can move forward in power, because if not, you are continually, it's like you're dragging these people along with you. You're dragging them with you, telling yourself you want to be free, but you refuse to let yourself be free. Be free of the nonsense. Let go of the nonsense. You want increased impact on the planet. You want increased income on the planet. Release this stuff. In fact, you know what? Right now in the middle here, because it jumped into my head, you guys need to join the Deliberate Millionaire Fast Track Club. It's going today. You get in there for $1. $1. Go and try it for 7 days, and after that, it's less than $10. You need to go join in. It's rosemarynonny.com/DM Fast Track. It dropped into my spirit. I had to say it out there right then, because honey, you need a new posse, a new support system around you, because the ones from before, they're holding you back. Okay. You're being held back by the stories that you have linked to these people. So you need new stories. You need new links. You need new people supporting you, pushing you forward. Come into the Deliberate Millionaire Fast Track Club. Come and join us, where you can make new links with new people and just let the past go. rosemarynonny.com/DM Fast Track. In fact, type it in there before I get my guitar out to sing again, basically. But this is it, guys. We need to release some of this stuff so that we step into the new. We cannot keep carrying this old luggage with us. I can't even see you guys anymore. Now that I'm typing this thing, you're still there, I hope. Okay, now I can see you again. But it's like, go and have a look at the Deliberate Millionaire Fast Track Club. That is exactly where you need to be if you wanted to start building new links with new people and releasing some of the nonsense, so you can move into increased income, increased impact, doing work that you actually adore doing, and building a life that you adore, and leaving a legacy for yourself, for your kids, for your community, for the world, basically. It is time for something new. I choose to be free. I choose to be free. I choose to be free. There's so much else I want to say here. Okay, now another thing for you spirit-driven entrepreneurial leaders right here, one of the things you need to release is that waiting for a spiritual magic bullet to come save you. You need to release that, okay? You need to take full responsibility for the results that you have in your life right now, and any results you want to create in the future. The God, higher power, universe, whatever you wish to call it, okay, has already and given you everything you need to start to, at the very least, take the next step. Okay, at the very least, take the next step, and then you will find the resources you need for the step after that at that next step, and then you will find the resources for the step after that step at that next step. But as you sit here praying, oh Lord, please God, come and save me. Please God, you know the dreams in my heart. I'm waiting for you to come and get me. It ain't gonna happen. It isn't gonna happen, okay? It isn't gonna happen whilst you're sitting on your awesome ass waiting for something to happen. There is no spiritual magic bullet that can save you from sitting still. Start to ask inside of you. You know spirit lives within you. Start to ask, what is it that I need to do to get to, what is the next step? What is the next step I need to take to get me to where I want to go? What is the next step for me, Spirit, or God, or Papa? I call him Papa. What is the next step for me? Okay, you know, Lord, the ideas, the dreams on my heart. What is the next step that I need to take? Because I know that it isn't found just me sitting here proclaiming to wait for what? Basically, I will start to move. I'll start to push on doors, knowing that you will open the right doors for me, and everything else that is supposed to be closed will be closed, and I will trust that, and I will start moving forward. But I will start moving forward. I will show that I am serious, okay? I will show that I am serious. I'm moving into the next level for me. So release the need for a spiritual magic bullet to come and find you. Release the need to sit down and just wait for something to happen. You've been doing that already. You're getting more and more frustrated. You're beginning to feel a little bit abandoned by spirit, because there's a part of you that thinks, why is this not working out the way I wanted to? Or for some of you, actually, there has been this, I have pushed myself a little bit. I have stretched myself a little bit out there, and it hasn't worked the way I thought it was going to. It hasn't worked the way I wanted to, and now I'm losing hope. hope. Now I'm feeling a little bit like you've given me this idea and you are not actually doing anything to help me with it. And this is you speaking to spirit. And so you're losing hope. You're starting to feel like, oh my gosh, this isn't working for me. Again, release the need. Well, release the anger that you feel towards spirit because it's not the truth. Release the need to think that just because you have some kind of intimate relationship with spirit that you get some kind of special treatment. It's not the truth. It doesn't happen that way. You do have access to incredible wisdom because you know you do. Everybody does, okay? But the difference is that you know you do, basically. So you can actually step into it. You can actually ask for it knowing that you are going to get it, okay? Whereas, yeah, somebody who is that's one of the things, releasing the need to be right. Basically, someone who thinks they're right about there being nothing else out there is ultimately trying to work everything out on their own, and it will be harder for them, and that's fine. But it can be easier for you only because you have access. You know you have access. It's more to the point. Everybody has access, but you know that you have access. But it doesn't mean that everything suddenly gets easy peasy lemon squeezy for you. I still remember when my dad died, and one of the things that really hurt more than anything else was the fact that I felt like, come on, God, if you were completely on my side, then you would have given me the opportunity to really rectify any relationship issues with my father and all of this stuff. And I feel more hurt about the fact that I feel deserted by you, that spirit, than even by the death of my dad. And that really hurt. And I had to release that finally and recognize that, well, the opportunity to speak to my father had always been there. I chose not to take advantage of it. That was my decision. So I had to release the need to be angry, release the need to be upset with spirit, and recognize that actually he had been speaking and telling me what I could do, but I hadn't been listening, and that's okay. It's not some kind of downer on myself, because even in the middle of the mistakes that I made, I'm still loved. You are still loved. You may have made mistakes, you may not have been able to do the stuff that you needed to do. You're still loved. You are still loved. That doesn't take away from you the fact that you're loved. But you can just kind of switch all of that stuff off and release any annoyance, release any anger, and start to tap back into those intuitive nudges within you and act on them. Act on them. Stop waiting for someone to come and save you, because nobody's coming, honey. Nobody's coming. You are the savior. Okay? You are the savior. So release the need to lack a responsibility over your own life. You get to choose whether you're going to move forward into the things that you dream about, or whether you're going to sit on your awesome ass and pretend that you don't know what you need to do next. And a lot of people do that. You say, what do you need to do? I don't know. Yes, you do know. At the very worst, you ask somebody to help you out, man. But you need to move forward. Come into the Delaware Millionaire Fast Track Club. That is one way to find out what to do next. You are never alone in this. Never, ever alone in this. So release the feeling that you are. That's another thing that I wanted to talk about, was the lone wolf syndrome. Some of you are determined to do this whole thing on your own. How is that working out for you, really? How is it working out for you, really? Okay? So there you are thinking that, oh, I'm alone in the world and this and that and the other. And yes, I did start by talking about the fact that some relationships, you're going to have to release those relationships. So it may leave you feeling like you're the only one that gets what you get. It's a lie. You are listening to me. You feel some resonance with what I'm saying right here. So you know you're not alone in this. Whether you reach out and work with me is a different thing altogether, because you might be thinking, but strong people like me, we don't need support. We don't need help. We figure this stuff out on our own. How is that working out for you right now? It's making you feel lonely. It's making you feel as if you're the only person on the world that has the burden on top of you. And it's not the truth. It's not the truth, honey. It's not the truth. You need to release the need to be the lone wolf. Release the need to think that a lack of vulnerability is strength. It's not true. Vulnerability is strength, okay? Vulnerability is strength. I know it is not necessarily what you've heard before, especially if you come from certain countries, because I know that when I came to this country from Nigeria, I was, if anybody tried to tell me that vulnerability was strength, I would have told them they were crazy. Basically, I probably did tell a few people they were crazy. So, basically, but I had to release that need to hide, that need to be not seen, that need to be hidden, because you feel that makes you look strong, makes you look capable, you may look it, but are you getting where you want to go? Because that's the only thing that matters. Do you want the end result or not? Are you getting towards the end result, or are you still just faffing around pretending, okay? Yes, you may be successful in the eyes of the world, but is it success as measured by you? Is it successful as measured by you? Are you feeling successful right now? Yes, no, and I'm not talking about the kind of fake success. You know what I mean. Okay? So if you are ready, you need to release some of this stuff. Release the need to look good. Release the need for people's approval. Release the need for a spiritual magic bullet. Release the need to hold on to your past. Release the need to have a career that looks good. Release all of that, because if you want to step into the person that you've been to date, you need to release a lot of that. A lot of it, because who you are or what got you here will not get you to the next level. What got you here will not get you to the next level. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Yes is amens, all acceptable people. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Because sometimes we keep doing the same stuff over and over and over again, thinking that somehow it's going to somehow get us a different result. No, it will not. And there's some of these opposing, conflicting stuff going on inside of you. So on the one hand, you want what you want, but on the other hand, you're holding your own self back because you refuse to release the good so you can step into the great. Are you done with that? I'm not quite sure where I'm supposed to look at this because my camera thing is down here right now. Basically, amen, Monique. Even if I'm only speaking to you today, then that is cool. This is it. This is the final thing I do want to say to you guys as well. Some of you all are convinced you cannot change. Some of you, because yes, you've been playing the same tape for so long now, that you don't think you're capable of doing anything different. Well, I'm telling you right here that you are blessed because you are in this body that was created for change. In every minute, in every second, something is changing within you. And incredibly, your brain, you can change your brain. Literally by choosing to change what you focus on, by choosing to change what you're telling yourself all the time, you can start to change the results you're getting because you will start to act differently once you start to think differently. But whilst you're still thinking from a place of the past and you're still thinking as the same person you are today, and you're trying desperately to hold on to it instead of recognizing that things change and you can change along with it. In fact, that you are born creative. You are created in the image of your creator who is ever creating. Ever creating. You are capable, and I don't care what your belief system is the truth. You are born a creator. Okay? You were born a creator. You were never meant to be some kind of static person that got to about 21 and that was it. You can never change anything ever again. That is such nonsense. No, I'm not saying it will be easy. It took you 21 years of thinking weird to get to where you are. So it's going to take you, it doesn't have to take you 21 years now because you are now living life deliberately. You are now living life deliberately. Before this, you were living life passively. Whatever happened just kind of happened. Now you are choosing what happens to you next. So because of that deliberate decisions that you're making, you can change things so much quicker than when you were living passively. So it is time to release, and choose freedom. We're going to sing this one last time. I choose to be free. I choose to be free. I choose to be free. I release, I release, I release. I am free. And again, I choose to be free. I choose to be free. I choose to be free. I release, I release, I release. I am free. I release, I release, I release. I am free. Amen, amen, amen. So that is it, guys. What do you need to release based on what I've said today? What do you need to let go of? What do you need to stop choosing all the time? You can change. You can change your reactions. You can change who you are. You can change your personality. You can change your attitudes. You can change your results. You can change the thoughts that you're thinking in your head. You can change, you can change, you can change, you can change. You can change your physical body even if you wanted to. You can change whatever it is that you want to change. So if you are not where you want to be, what do you need to change? What do you need to release so that you are free to create the life that you are born to live? What do you need to release so that you can create the life you're born to live? Some of the things that you know you need to release, you will tell yourself that you don't know you need to release it because it will seem like, how can I release this good thing there's nothing wrong with this thing, and maybe not. If you are a normal person that wants normal things, there may not be anything wrong with anything of it in your life, in which case keep it all. But if you are an extraordinary kind of girl or guy, basically, if you are someone who wants more, who knows that you are born for more, there will be stuff that you need to let go of so you can step into the new, you can step into creating, you can become the new creation that you're born to be. There's so much that I've been taught and learned about, because I brought up Christian, so much stuff that suddenly starts making sense as I start to live this all out, stretch my comfort zone kind of life, live beyond what I felt was ever capable, what I felt I was ever capable of. I suddenly start to make sense of things like the narrow path, of things like new creation, what it all means, having a new heart, having a new spirit, all of that stuff suddenly makes sense. It doesn't make sense whilst you're on the fence. It doesn't make sense while you're telling yourself that you cannot change, you don't know what's happening, and you're not getting the things that you want, and you're waiting for God to come and save you. You are enough to begin. Will you release the hold that the rubbish old stuff has on you? If you want more impact, if you want more income, if you want to be free, then it's time to let go, to release the old, to become the leader, champion, warrior, woman, man, guy, girl, that you are born to be. And it will take you releasing some stuff that seems good. Some stuff that seems good you will need to release. And people will think you are crazy. But you have a big vision inside of you that you want to make come about. In which case, choose to be free. Release the hold these things have on you. It is time. Can I make this invitation to some of you, because you do need a support system around you, people that will understand the journey that you're going through. The darkness is real at times, basically, and if you're not careful, you'll think that it's some kind of indication that you should go a different path and go the easier way, go back onto the broad road. You don't want to do that, honey, because the dream you have to impact the world, it will only come about on the narrow path, and you have to discover that path, but you have to release some of the things that would hold you bound to the old path, to the safety, to the comfort. It's time for you to step into the new. Come into the Deliberate Millionaire. Yeah, learn the stuff you need to learn to be that entrepreneur that makes money, okay? Absolutely. But then also, it's also for the support system. It's also for the fact that what one person can do, a lot more people together can do a heck of a lot more together. It's also for the reason of you resonate with what I'm saying to you right here, and you know you need to take the next step, okay? Because there's that intuitive nudge inside of you that says you need to get in that club, okay? So get in that club. Take advantage today where there's $1 entry point, okay? 7 days, test it out for $1. See what you're feeling, see what you're experiencing. If you choose to stick around, it's still less than $10, so it doesn't shoot up to some kind of crazy price or anything like that. No, it's just less. It's just under $10 a month to be part of this club, to be part of a group of people moving together, a group of people choosing their best life every freaking day. Are you one of us, honeys? Are you one of us? Rosemary Nonny, night.com/DM fast track. I do not care where you are on the planet. I've made it accessible to every single person wherever you are on the planet. So if you is a serious person who is ready to step into the new, if you're an action taker rather than a procrastinator, although the truth is I was a procrastinator once upon a time, I became an action taker, things changed. Are you ready to become an action taker? If you are, go join in the club and choose to be free. It's Rosemary Nonny, night.com/DM fast track. Go and join in. I choose to be free. Woo! I choose to be free. I choose to be free. I release, I release, I release. I am free. Guys, it's been a pleasure hanging out with you this awesome Sunday evening. For me, might be afternoon or nighttime, I don't know. For you, and And now it is time to fight for and to deliberately design the life you're born to live. And if I haven't been looking at you all evening, it's because I'm looking at myself, because the camera is down there. I'm not really sure where to look, but it's all good, man. Okay? Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening in. Share, share, share. Please do share this. I do want to get the message out. So if you resonate with my message, resonate with what I've been saying, please share this stream. That would be absolutely I would be so appreciative towards you. Much love, my honeys. Again, fight for and deliberately design the life you're born to live because you absolutely want to. It's been a pleasure. This is the Church of RNK. Come and hang out with me another time. You're very welcome, Manix. If you haven't subscribed, there's probably some kind of subscribe button on your screen right there. Subscribe so that you know when I'm on here again. Thanks for being here. Much love, my honeys. Speak to you again soon. Have a great rest of your day, okay? Much love. Bye.